All right, people, are you ready to get started for another Blue Dot Views? Welcome, Blue Dots, to the Blue Dot Nation. Stay tuned to the end, and I'm going to tell you the number one reason why Kamala Harris lost this race and the Democrats lost so much. It's at the very end, though, so you got to watch the whole thing. Here we go, people. We are on and gone. Everybody's looking for the silver bullet. What the Dems did wrong this time around? Well, it's more like a silver machine gun, really. Let me just go down the list of was it this or was it that? Was it the inflation? Was it the border? Was it the cat women who didn't show up? Was it the boys in the basement? You know who you are, boys in the basement. Was it you? I don't know. Probably a little bit of that. The racist, the misogynist, the sexist, the fear. Fear came in all flavors, didn't it? Whether it was your kids going to school and having their sex changed while they were at school. Oh my God, it happens all the time. Or the fear of the border. Was it the short turnaround time that Kamala had to get this thing off the ground? The plane never really got off the runway, did it? Was it the message that she had and they had and the Democrats had? Or was it the message the Republicans had? Was it the economy? I think there are a significant number of white males who hide their racism and misogyny behind the I voted for him because of the economy. That doesn't fly, okay? There's a number of people, men, white, who voted for him because he looks like them, okay? They can say it's the economy. We're dealing with a sliver here. We know that the Trumpists, the MAGAs, they're going to vote for him no matter what. He could kill somebody on Main Street in New York City, whatever, Fifth Avenue. I don't give a F what street. And they'd still say he's a great guy. Yeah, well, he's our guy. That person deserved to die, right? 1 million people deserve to die, right? Give me a break. I think those guys are they're the worst. They're the worst. They're a small number, okay? Because it took a small number to flip this thing from one side to the other. It's not all of that. We know MAGA's got their own problems, but these guys that made the swing, they could be all these things above, and I think it is. We now live in an era, and I use the word era, E-R-A, knowingly. This is going to go on for a while, where the people who voted for the new Trump administration, they were actually, these people who voted for this new administration coming in, they voted for themselves. They put themselves ahead, just like Trump does, ahead of the Constitution, ahead of the nation, ahead of the country, and ahead of the law. Okay, law doesn't matter. Constitution does not matter. Here's what they want. They want money in their fucking pockets, and that's all they care about. They just care about money in hand, and that's it. That's why it crossed over, and that's what I think it is. So, if you voted for Trump, you voted for yourself, and that's the end of that story. Money is your religion. There were no planks. There was no platform for his campaign, and there never has been for any of his campaigns. This guy is an entertainer. His platform is, look over here, look at the shiny keys. Oh no, look over here, look at these keys. So that's what's going on, people. There was no planks in the platform except hate and division. And we know how that works very well now. My intake from family and friends who voted for Trump goes like this. Yeah, I don't like his shenanigans. Yeah, I know. But I held my nose and voted for the economy. Doesn't fly, people. You didn't vote for the economy. You voted for yourself. That's what you did. Self above all else. Those who voted for this psychopath didn't vote for the economy. That's just the way it is. You don't vote for a psychopath. and say it's the economy. He was terrible with the economy. $6 trillion in spending. 1 million people dead. 1 million people dead. So here's the way I'm doing my math. We're going to wrap this. This is going to go fast, I think, today. And my way of doing math, that small percentage who made the difference, that small number of people who made the difference going one way or the other, I'm giving 90% of the blame to those folks who have been snowed by the economic argument. So 90% of those guys that tilted this were thinking about incorrectly and not knowing their math and their history, the economy. Sorry, you're going to be sadly disappointed. And I'm giving the remaining 10% of credit or blame if you like, to the rest of those reasons I mentioned before. And you can divide them up however you want. The mainstream media has already moved on. They're already holding more shiny keys of who the nominees are for the cabinet. And we're going to go into one or two of those in a future episode because it's so insane. This is insane. We live in insanity. And you guys who voted for Trump, you voted for the insanity. You did. You voted for this. So how could the Democrats have avoided this? Man, this is so easy. It's almost sickening, right? Very, 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 very simple economics. This is how the Democrats could have won in 2024. Are you ready for this? Double the minimum wage. Buy votes. Just do it. You should have done it. Joe Biden got all distracted and forgot who he was, and we got all off on those shiny key topics. People have been campaigning about raising the minimum wage for decades. Where are we now? Let me tell you what the effect of raising the minimum wage is. It negates inflation. That 15% inflation that lasted like a year or less, maybe not even a year. Bullshit. That would be gone, wiped out if you double minimum wage to $15 and $50 an hour, $60. I just go to $16 an hour right now. What else does raising the minimum wage do? It's a tariff. Raising the minimum wage is a newfangled tariff on the corporations who have employees. Yeah, we'll call it a tariff. Well, right there is really what it is. You got to watch to know what I'm writing down here. It's not really a tariff, but we'll call it a tariff. Yes. And I'll say it again, if I haven't said it already. Buy votes by raising the minimum wage. People, Democrats. Elon Musk spent $1 million on one vote. And he probably got, I don't know how many millions he spent, 2 or 3 before the court slapped his wrist. What a joke. Courts are a joke. For the rich, they're a joke. For us, they're real. For the real people, they're real. For the rich people, courts are a joke. Raise the minimum wage and we would have won. But didn't happen that way. May never, ever happen that way. Another way of thinking of this is, I don't know what would happen with this. Now, this one I haven't researched, but if you did away with the minimum wage, that might be interesting. We got to get upward bound, people. The reason that this didn't turn out the way it should have is Democrats did not buy votes. Democrats need to buy votes, just like Elon Musk, but not at $1 million a pop, just at $7 or $8 a pop. $8 a vote. Can you imagine that? $1 million or $8? Which would you rather pay, Democrats? This is so simple. This is so simple. Simple economics. Raise the minimum wage. All right, that's my answer. Blue dots, hang in there. Go back and watch the other video. Have you started hanging out your Post-it notes yet? You better get started on this. It's going to take a while. And the next episode probably will, I don't know, maybe a couple episodes away. We're going to talk about some of these nominees and why it's done. I'm going to give you a little hint. It's done to to create a caste system in the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you what the two castes are. It's going to be a two-caste system. Just like other countries have caste systems, we're headed that way. And this is very, very important to the future of your children and grandchildren. So keep that in mind. This caste system is forming. It's forming now, and it's going to have an effect for 20 years if it happens the way that this administration wants it to happen. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hope you're enjoying the Blue Dot views. You are the Blue Dots. I am just here. I'm right here, people. Right there. Waiting for you guys to speak up, speak out, like and subscribe. See you next time on Blue Dot Views.